Music and food, at first glance, they might seem worlds apart, but both have the power to bring people together, to connect families and generations. For Australia's first couple of rock, Jane and Jimmy Barnes, it's an easy leap from heating up the stage to heating up the kitchen. The pair are back with their second joint cookbook, Seasons Where the River Bends, and I'm pleased to say Jane and Jimmy join me now. It is great to see you.
How are you? Nice to see you.
It's so good to have you here. Now, when people think of Jimmy Barnes, they don't generally think of bring me an apron.
Really?
No. but this is really the heart of you two, isn't it?
Well, it's the heart of our home. We spend a lot of time in the kitchen and in the garden. Well, this book will show you. But
and food and music,
yeah,
they're both languages of the soul. Really, they do.
Really, if you want to make friends with someone, you can either sing to them or
loudly,
or sit down and have a meal with them. It really can break down barriers and make people connect. And for us, no matter what's going on in our lives on the road and touring and all that stuff, we try to sit down every night as when our kids were young at a nice table with our kids.
We set the table every night.
And it's time to debrief. The kids will be fighting and then they have to get over their squabbles and all the parents will be fighting.
All the adults will be
not very often.
No, but it's like a place of peace and accord.
You've made a special dedication in the book, and you've talked about the seasons because this is your home where you grow things in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales, and seasons are important when you're doing that sort of thing. And you've sort of made an analogy with the seasons of rock and roll and when people go to concerts and things.
Yes.
I love that comparison.
Well, it was sort of drawing the point was. Like the garden, the rock and roll world is affected by the seasons. You see in the winter people turning up in leather jackets and beanies and all that stuff. And then in the winter, suddenly the skirts are getting shorter. The guys have got singlets on, batting their eyelids at the girls.
In the summer,
the sort of spring time comes. So it is a bit like that. But to tell you the truth, most of the time when in the early days, we didn't even notice the seasons that much because it was always dark.
But where we live in the Southern Highlands, you really live through the seasons. You get the 4 seasons, and that is, pretty special.
That's one of the reasons I love the Highlands so much. Yeah.
Jimmy, you spent a bit of time in hospital recently.
Yes.
You were really quite ill.
I was in the winter of my...
You're discontent, so to speak. But, the thing I loved was Jane was cooking you nourishing meals, because we know sometimes hospital food isn't the greatest, and no criticism, but you were bringing in food that you knew would nourish him, would help him get better. And how much do you credit that for your very quick recovery, really?
Oh, look, I think when you're on heavy medication and you're recovering from major surgery, it helps to have... It's very hard to have an appetite.
Anyway,
So at least if there's something that's familiar and you slip in a bit of green juice, a bit of protein powder,
But even getting out of hospital, like going home, and there's a lot of time spent recovering, and I had quite a lot of major surgeries, and Jane would pick things from our garden, which had been grown with love, and all that sort of, and organic and all that things, and be making me fresh green juices. You can see the produce sort of thing there every day, making me green juices and cooking meals from the garden and cooked with love, and it can only do you good. I felt it, and I felt like I was getting better every time.
And I felt that the garden, because Jimmy loves the garden, we love the garden, there's a present every time you go into your garden, whether it's it's just sprouting under the bush and he loves the birds there, and I just think the whole garden was...
You sing to the birds.
I sing to the flowers.
Do they stay and listen? The birds stay and listen?
They listen, they do. I've got all these friends. Magpies remember your face, so I go out there and I'm singing to them and whistling to them, and they all come down and things like that. And other people in our street get swooped by magpies. They never swoop me. They're my pals.
I think the whole garden was like, come on, get well.
I'm like Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah, I love it.
Come on.
You say, Jane, that the kitchen is a place of calm for you. How important is it to have a place of calm when you're married to a rock star?
Oh, I think it's important for anybody
Thank you, darling.
Especially if you're married to a rock star.
You know, and it's important to family for us being travelling.
But you're very calm in the garden and at home.
Not on stage.
I've got him set up another kitchen for him outside.
Ah.
So
Yes,
we have.
let's cook together. You're out there. No, but you don't want to be falling under each other's feet and stuff like that while you're cooking. So Jane's very methodical and calm, and I'm like,
I'm getting such an insight into married life.
I cook like I sing.
You cook like you sing.
Yes.
These recipes, I imagine, you're going to pass down to your kids and your
That's
grandkids.
who they're for.
And music's going that way too.
Yes.
Beautiful Ruby's been doing
amazing.
No, it's
some amazing
incredible.
things. How proud are you of your,
And they're
your
just
tribe?
beautiful humans.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
I mean,
thing.
whatever they choose to do,
care.
that we'd be proud of them because they're good people. But the fact that they've got some real talent. There's some really good singers out there amongst the
I've
kids.
got a little bit of Ruby. Shall we have a quick
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, she's so
Wow.
cute. She's gorgeous. And, she's 16 years old. She's just started driving. Yeah. She's got a record deal. She's writing beautiful songs. She's got an EP out now called Crisis. She's doing incredible work. And, at 16, and I think, oh, it's so young. But I joined Cold Chisel when I was 16, So she's sort of following in the footsteps. There you go. She'll be terrorising the country before you know it.
Oh, I love it.
That's beautiful.
But I love this book. I love how personal it is. You've even got bees in the garden.
Yeah.
There's so many stories. The pictures are beautiful.
Yeah.
And the recipes even look doable to someone like me, who is not the world's best cook. There's a couple in.
We're not chefs, so this is home cooking.
It is.
And Jane really wanted the
Simplicity.
recipes to be doable. If you pick up a cookbook and you try to do a recipe and it fails, you feel terrible. So these recipes, people can cook themselves.
I
they work.
can't be fancier, you see. So
Yeah, they work.
that's how
If I
it
can do
is.
them, anybody can.
They all have the secret ingredient, which is love.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Absolutely. So Seasons Where the River Bends is the name of the book, and it is on shelves now. It is great to see you both. Thank you for coming
Always nice to see you, Ange.
Thanks.